Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history, keep dividing is their plan? All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the social contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. It is Thursday night, time for our paid live, the paid live that I could not attend last week and was so discombobulated I forgot to send out a notice. So good to be with everybody tonight. Yeah, Cassie, how about that hearing today? Jack Smith for president, man. I freaking love Jack Smith. Hi, Ann. And my former buddy, Jim Jordan. Did I tell you Jim Jordan and I used to be best friends? He looked like Jim Jordan today, didn't he? Hi, Josh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. All at the same location, Lane, but we've got to tell Helene, we've got to tell Chris that we need 3 different setups there. Hi, Corliss. Hi, Carrie D and Mimi. Josh, damn good to see you. Hi, Ken Goldsmith. What is on? Yeah, I'll tell you, Bob Bessler. Jim Jordan and I don't talk to each other anymore. Jim Jordan and I used to be friends, no longer. Yeah, Troy Nell, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Hi, Helene Miller. Hi, Nancy West. Happy hour with Joe. I'm not drinking yet. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, by the way, everybody. I'm in Ohio. Yeah, did you see Michael Fanone almost got in a fight with somebody at the end of that hearing, didn't he? Man, oh man. Helene, Bob B said hi. Carrie D and Mimi. What's on your mind tonight, everybody? Any thoughts, issues, or questions for me? You can ask me anything. This is our little Thursday town hall. It's your time and my time. It's our time. 7 Dems in the House voted to fund ICE. Look, here's the deal, guys. I'm a new Democrat. I'm not a progressive. I'm not on the left. I would fucking abolish ICE tomorrow. If I were in Congress right now, I'd already present the bill. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. That organization, that agency cannot be saved, cannot be reformed. It's got to be gotten rid of. We need to start over. Abolish ICE. I say that as some Who's not a progressive. Josh, I love Jack Smith's testimony. Jack Smith's a by the book guy. He's a quiet cop, man. He does it the right way. Nothing flashy or sexy about Jack Smith, but he's got all the facts, ma'am. Just the facts, ma'am. That's who Jack Smith is, and he did great. Hi, Nieta. Yep, Bob Mass, abolish ICE and start over. Abolish ICE and start over. Yeah, Carrie D. Mimi. ICE is full of a bunch of Proud Boys, a bunch of thugs, a bunch of Trumpist thugs. That thing cannot be saved. Oh, I like that, Alexandria. Jack Smith and Joe Walsh for president. I'd vote for that. Hi, Mike Foley. Yeah, Cassie. Jack Smith held his own. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I don't mean to yawn. I haven't eaten much today. Mad respect for Jack Smith, Cassie. Mad respect I have for him as well. Hey, Mike Foley, how are you, brother? How's everybody's week? How's your week, Ben? Always Nieta back the blue. And by the way, Nieta, that's a great point. Any Democrat who said defund the police back in the day needed to be slapped upside the head. Defund the police is an idiotic thing to believe in. ICE isn't the police. ICE is not the same thing as defund the police. These guys aren't law enforcement. Most cops can't stand what ICE is doing. Most cops detest what ICE is doing. ICE doesn't do what law enforcement does. They're not following protocol, the way cops are supposed to behave. Remember that. Defund the police, stupid. Abolish ICE, hell yeah. Two completely different things. Bovino, what a little punk that guy is. Did you see that, Nick Bovino, head of ICE? A reporter today asked him, are you bothered by the fact that ICE detained a 5-year-old? And Bovino said, I'm all about keeping America safe. That guy ain't fucking human. He's asked about ICE detaining a 5-year-old, and Bovino says something like that. All I care about is keeping America safe. He ain't human. Yeah, Maggie. Napoleon complex. Bovino has the Napoleon complex. Absolutely, Cassie. Cassie's cousin is a former cop, and her cousin called what ICE is doing utter bullshit. Any good cop, and I love cops. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Blue. Any good cop despises what ICE is doing, opposes what ICE is doing. Bobby B, you got that right. Bovino is a fucking idiot. An idiot. Worse than an idiot. Hi, Nancy West. Hi, HH. Alexandria, I agree with you. Bovino's an asshole. Completely. Abolish ICE. I don't care who you are politically. Abolish ICE. Start over. Got to keep my phone still. Getting all worked up. Got to keep my phone still. Bovino, more like cow shit. Sorry, that was petty. Cassie, sometimes I like petty. Man, yeah, Bovino walks around in that long green overcoat, man. Again, we know what they're trying to look like. They are, yeah, right, Bob B? Tariffs becoming synonymous with stock market manipulation. I need my Supreme Court to rule against tariffs. I thought it would happen in December. I need it to happen now. Now. Those tariffs are unconstitutional, baby. Everybody in the comments is saying Bobino is a Nazi. I'm just saying that I can't prove otherwise. That's all I'll say. Helene Miller's right. He's a jackbooted thug. He's a jackbooted thug. And this former Tea Party guy, Joe Walsh, I used to march 12 years ago against jackbooted thugs. Hi, Chris Curtis. Tariffs are taxes, Nieta. You learned that in the 8th grade. I learned that in 2nd grade. I was very advanced. I went to a very advanced grade school. I think the Supreme Court is going to rule that Trump's tariffs are unconstitutional. And then the tricky part is, what does that mean? And I hope the Supreme Court then doesn't say, but as far as unwinding all of Trump's tariffs and all the money that the American people and American businesses are owned, I worry that the Supreme Court's going to say unconstitutional, end them all now, but we can't unwind them. That's not for the courts to decide. The Supreme Court's only job is to say they're unconstitutional. End of story. Then they have to be unwound. Legislature then needs to intercede because they have to be unwound. Nieta Green, what do I think about Don Lemon? I don't think much. I don't think he should be arrested for being inside that church. He was just a journalist. But they need to be unwound because Trump's tariffs have devastated small business owners in this country and the American people. Hi, Howard. Kimmy Wynn in the house. Kimmy Wynn in the house. Kimmy Wynn in the house. Yeah. Oh, lower it. I'm in a hotel room right now, and somebody just knocked on the door and said, "Hey, Walsh, keep it down." So, Kimmy Wynn, I got to keep it down. I can't get super excited. Hi, Sherry Gabbert. Hi, Sherry Gabbert. Randy Eisenberg in the house. Hi, Randy Eisenberg. So I'm in a hotel room. I haven't been drinking yet. Long day. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I need to eat some dinner later tonight. I'm gonna. Hi, Lisa LP. What else is on your mind, guys, this week? Hey, Randy, how are you, my friend? The week seems like a blur, right? Donald Trump in front of the world at Davos yesterday. Luciness says he's rotting right in front of our eyes. And from Phoenix, Maggie Boyd, the Fourth Amendment. Oh, Cassie, I don't know what my Friday night tequila tweet's going to be yet. It'll be a doozy. Jack Smith, man. Can everybody right now raise a glass to Jack Smith? I mean it. A public servant. I will be at Principles First in February, Mike. I'm speaking at Principles First. Alexandria lost her diamond ring in her house. You need to find that, Alexandria. Everybody raise their glass to Jack Smith. Donald Trump should be in jail. Jack Smith had the goods on him. He committed crimes trying to overthrow an American election. He should be in jail. Trump should be in jail. And if Jack Smith were allowed to do his job, that's where Trump's fat ass would be right now, in jail. Dave from California or an insane asylum. No, he'd be in jail going insane. Howard says it's all Garland's fault. Nieta Green is going to be at Principles First. Awesome, Nieta Green. Awesome. Trump in a way, Trump is in solitary confinement because Trump lives in his own fucking weird, psychopathic little world. Hi, Dino. What else, guys? What else is on your mind? Ask me anything. Kimmy Wynn says hi to Howard and Izzy and Courtney. Ask me anything. I'll answer anything. Hi, Maria. Maria joined. Maria's in the house. Hi, Maria. Dino asks, what's up? Love you right back, Kimmy Wynn. What's up? What's up is a bunch of the country's going to get hit with a winter storm. Love you back, whoever said love you, Joe. What's my favorite color? Blue. You know why? Because my mommy's favorite color was blue. And I adored and loved my mommy. Again, somebody just knocked on my hotel door and said, hey, you're too loud, so I got to keep it quiet. My favorite color is blue because my mom's favorite color was blue. And I adored my mom and I miss my mom. My love for politics and history came from my mom. What's for dinner tonight? Courtney asks. Tequila. I'm going to have some tequila tonight and I'm going to have something spicy. I love Mark Carney's speech at Davos, right? The anti-Trump, the antithesis of Trump. Oh my God. Somebody just said it's going to be 40 below in Wisconsin. Yeah, a lot of the country is going to get hit with the storm. Big ice storm down the southeast, I mean. Hi, Maria. Jose Bad Hombre. Joe, stay loud. Nope. Guy in the hotel room right next to me just pounded on my door. He said, you're too loud. That's a second. Do I think the Dems will win the Senate? No. I'm never going to lie to you. I hope the Democrats take back the Senate, but I don't think they'll win it. The map is just too damn tough. The Dems will win back the House. Of that, I'm convinced. What else? Who's MAGA? I'm not MAGA. I used to be MAGA. I'm the reformed MAGA guy. Why? Michelle asked me, why do the Republicans still stand by Trump so fiercely? Because he still rules the party with an iron fist, because he still owns the Republican Party base. So if you are a Republican and you want to stay in power, you want to stay in office, you want to stay relevant, you want to keep your TV show or your radio show, you still have to suck up to and worship Trump. That's why. Yeah, the guy next door in the hotel room just next door is yelling at me. Hi, Sylvia. Yeah, there'll be a few more House Republicans resigning. They won't do. Is it true the Black Panthers are back? Bob B asked me. Huh. Bobby B, I don't know. Democrats will win North Carolina. Democrats have a great shot to win Alaska and Ohio. Texas is still going to be hugely uphill. Ohio is going to be uphill. They can do it. Would you listen to me? I'm a Democrat. We can do it, but they got to run the table. Like to take back the Senate, they got to, we. Why am I in a hotel? Kimmy Wynn, I'm in a hotel because I'm in Columbus, Ohio, because I'm having an event in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday. Do you know what I'm doing? On Saturday, I'm going to put 80 people in Columbus, Ohio in a room. 80 people I'm going to put in a room. These are going to be people that range from MAGA right to far left and everywhere in between. I'm going to put these 80 people in a room who all disagree with each other politically, and we are going to have a conversation. Not a debate, not an argument, not a fight. We're going to have a conversation to gain understanding. It's going to be a real conversation. It'll get uncomfortable. It'll get real. It'll get raw. It'll always be respectful. We're going to have a conversation to learn how to understand people you disagree with. We're going to film the conversation in Columbus, and we're going to put that out on our social media. This is something I'm going to do around the country every 2-3 weeks this year. And we're going to kick it off again in Columbus, Ohio. Nietta Green, I'll come to New Hampshire. We're going to do it all over the country. We're not going to have debates. These are not fights. These are not arguments. People are going to learn to listen to each other. I don't care. You don't have to agree with each other. We're not going to do kumbaya stuff. We may not find, I'd love to come. I'd love to come to Western Colorado. We may not find common ground, but we're going to learn to understand each other. That's what I'm doing in Columbus, Ohio. Can't wait. Amen, Cassie. We got to get back to just fucking civil conversations with people you disagree with. You don't have to find common ground. You all and I on this phone call right now, we won't find common ground on a lot of issues, but we'll understand each other. Amen, Nietta. Nietta still has family members who voted for Trump. You still talk to your family members. I know a gazillion people who voted for Trump. We got to learn to talk to them. Josh, I'll bring it to Sacramento. I'm coming to Sacramento. I'm going to fly into Sacramento. Yeah, that's right, Howard. We all agree on Epstein. So that's what I'm doing in Columbus. I will, Randy. I'll give you my hotel room neighbor's number. You can come pound on him. Bobby B. We sat at Bobby B's kitchen table last year and had a conversation. That was great. To this day, Bobby, some of the videos from your kitchen table, Bobby, still got went viral, still got more traction than anything else we did. Absolutely, Josh. If I come to Sacramento, Josh, you better load me up with some tequila. Howard lives near Sacramento. Kim M, hello. Kim M joined. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to take it all over the country this year. Because we got to defeat Trump. We got to defeat Trumpism. But this great, good, decent country needs to come together. This great, good, decent country is just too damn dangerously divided right now. We can't stay this way. We got to fix it. We really do. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I was in Bobby B's kitchen last year. We had about 8-9 people around the table, around the kitchen table. It was great. It was a damn good conversation. I loved it. Maggie Boyd, you make a great point. I'll sit down with anybody and have a respectful conversation with anybody except for Trump and except for Tucker Carlson. But if I sit down with you, we got to agree on basic truths. Trump did not win the 2020 election. Now, if you tell me he did, I'm going to ask you to explain it to me, and I'm going to try to understand why you think that way. But at the end of the day, he didn't. Courtney, you're right. It starts with conversation. It starts with conversation. Yeah, Bobby B, Kimmy Wynn. Bobby B and I are brothers. We've met in person. Bobby B and I have hugged. We've hugged. Man hug. Strictly a man hug. Strictly a man hug. What was I going to say? Oh, you've heard me say this before. When I was out there campaigning for Kamala Harris back in 24, man, I heard from so many people who longed to have face-to-face conversations again. I don't want to do Zoom conversations. I want to have face-to-face conversations. That's what people want to have. And so we're going to do that in Columbus. If the weather holds, it's going to be a pretty big group, maybe 70, 80 people. We'll have a face-to-face conversation and we'll film that conversation and we'll put it all out there for all of you to see. Cassie, I agree. I back face-to-face conversations. Izzy, from San Francisco in the 70s, 80s, it was all about accepting the differences in people. Absolutely, Izzy, we've lost that. We got to accept the differences in all of us. We all have differences. It's the whole point of right tolerance, being tolerant. You want to be an American citizen? Part of your obligation is to be tolerant. To be an American means you understand, you accept the fact that there will be people in this country who disagree with you, who believe in a different God, who sleep with a different human being, right? But we accept those differences because we want to live in a free society. That's what tolerance is all about, being tolerant. Being respectful, staying informed, being engaged. Cassie, I know what that is. That's the fucking social contract. Being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. What's my favorite food? Mexican food. If I had to live on one food for the rest of my life, Mexican food in a heartbeat. What would be yours, guys? Miss Hughes is in the house. Miss Hughes is in the house. If you could only live on, Howard, absolutely, tequila. If you could only live on one food, one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? Maggie Boyd says Italian. Nieta says pizza. Alexandria said pizza. Molly M says Italian. Miss Hughes says Italian. Josh says Mexican for sure. Helene Miller says Italian from the north. California pizza, did Carrie D just say? Cassie says tacos. Kimmy Wen says sushi. Tracy says Chinese. Lynn Germiller, Mexican. Kimmy Wen says Italian. Bobby B, Mexican. Tracy Stapleton says chocolate. Tracy Stapleton, you've been outed. Izzy says Chinese. Jose Bad Hombre says Portuguese food. Cassie likes Rubens too. Dave from California says Mexican. Though I will tell you, I rediscovered the baked potato 3 weeks ago. I have fallen in love with the baked potato. I grew up on baked potatoes. I'm Irish. By the time I was 14, I got sick of baked potatoes. You know what? At my ripe old age, I have fallen in love with the baked potato. And I always call it the baked potato. Maggie, I don't take gummies, but I want to. I'd like to start taking gummies. Cassie, a plain baked potato. No butter, no sour cream. I'm allergic to sour cream. Maybe a little salt and pepper. Baked potato makes a hell of a snack. I had no idea. Maggie Boyd, I think I'd love gummies. Raise your hand and give me a high five if you think Joe Walsh would like gummies. Man, I'm always bouncing against the wall. I could use some gummies. I want gummies. Joe Walsh wants gummies. That dude knocked on the door again. The guy in the hotel room next to me just pounded on the wall. Yeah, I got to be careful. Just pounded on the wall. Kimmy's wasted? Did I just read that? Dino says bourbon. Oh my God. I got to keep it down. I'm too loud. Literally, the guy next door to me, hotel room, just pounded on the wall. I got to keep it down. Am I the only guy in this call person who has not had gummies? I need gummies. I've never done them. I was kind of a nerd growing up. I mean, I was really cool, but a nerd. Hi, Elizabeth Laws. We're talking about gummies, and Joe Walsh has never had gummies. Maybe move to the other side of the moon. That's where I say my daughter lives. My daughter lives in far Northern California. I call it the other side of the moon. Um, Kiva, Randy Eisenberg says Kiva. I got to keep it down. I'm too loud. The guy in the hotel room next door to me here just pounded on the wall. I got to keep it down. She lives in Howard. She lives next to Mount Shasta in Weed, California. Weed, California. Speaking of gummies, tell that guy to pound some sand, says Cassie. Cassie, he might be bigger than me. Most guys are bigger than me. Ivan's next door, says Dino. Oh, yeah, Lucanus, it is beautiful country where my daughter lives. It's just gorgeous. Dave from California. I don't know that I should invite my neighbor over. Don't know that I can go there yet. Yeah. Redding, California is a cool area. Oh, Nieta, cool. You had a friend that lives where my daughter lives. California's a beautiful state. Redding, Lake Shasta, Weed. Yeah, Carrie D, they live right next to Lake Shasta. Josh, amen. Right, brother? It's beautiful there. I love to visit. I love that land. I love that country. And it doesn't get super cold like Chicago, where I'm from, gets super cold. Christine, Michigan gets too cold. Right? Kimmy Wynn, doesn't Nieta have a beautiful name? The name Nieta. I love the way it just rolls off of look at, I'm in a big funky green chair in my hotel room. Look at my big funky green chair. Got to go to Whiskey Town Lake. Josh, I don't know where Whiskey Town Lake is. Hi, Susan. Susan's in the house. Hello, Susan. It gets too cold in Michigan. I can never live in Michigan. I will never live in Ohio. Oh, Nieta, that's beautiful. Nieta means granddaughter in Spanish. I love that, Nieta. That's gorgeous. I feel like a tiny man. I'm a tiny man in this big green chair. This is a humongous green chair. Like pea green. By the way, that's another one. I fell in love with pea soup. What is it, Holly? Pea soup. I love pea soup. And my dad used to eat when I was little, and I hated it. Now I love it. Hi, Jody. Hi, Trish TR. No, it's not a couch. It's just a chair. It's just a chair. Oh, cool. I got to check that out. Whiskey Town Lake is just 15 minutes west of Redding. I will check it out. Oh, Dave from California. I have the best time in the world with you guys. Thank you, Bob B. Green pea soup. Split pea soup with ham. Fucking A, it's awesome. Split pea soup with ham, Miss Hughes. It is awesome. Elisa LP, it is one ugly ass chair. I am sitting in an ugly ass chair. When we are done tonight, I'm going to go take myself to a nice little restaurant down the street, and I'm going to have a cocktail and something to eat. Chunky sirloin burger soup. Cassie, that sounds damn good. I've fallen in love with black bean soup of late. I had 2 donuts today. Love. Found a great bakery. Put that chair in the elevator. Looks like I'm sitting on the Grinch. I got a lot going on this weekend, but that's okay. We're spreading the gospel. It's good to spread the gospel. I am what I am. Tomato soup. I've fallen in love. That's it. That's another one. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand tomato soup. Now I fucking love it. I love tomato soup. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Nothing in the world beats that. Nothing. Yep, in Ohio. It's going to be cold in Ohio. But that's okay. I'm still hoping we got a nice big group coming out on Saturday. Howard, minestrone soup is the most overrated of the soup family. There, I'm going to say it. Not a fan. In fact, if I run for president, I'm going to say minestrone soup is overrated. I'm going to make that part of my platform. Overrated minestrone soup. Grilled cheese, you gotta love. Toasted tomato sandwiches, love, love. Well, once again, this live has veered off into, oh my God, Bob B says it's minus 40. Oh, yeah, minus 40 wind chill in Chicago on the way. You're going to get pounded, Bobby B. I mean, the, it's going to be like a gazillion below zero. Love this stream of consciousness, says HH. Damn right. It's fun. Stream of consciousness. There's nothing better than stream of consciousness kind of shit. Yeah, Wisconsin's going to be colder than shit. I can't handle that anymore. Now that I'm older, I got to have warm weather. I got to have warm weather. Howard says it's 60 in Sacramento. I'm coming to Sacramento, Howard. Oh, wasn't it? Hey, Kimmy, when Ellie Leonard, I did a live this week with Ellie Leonard. How freaking awesome was she? She was great. Oh my God, she was fantastic. I loved her. And stay with her, follow her. She's got some great stuff that she'll keep putting out about Epstein. By the way, yeah, hey, Carrie D, Southwest Virginia is going to get pounded. Ice storm. By the way, guys, I ended my business relationship with Michael Cohen this week. That's all. I wish Michael Cohen the best. I hope and pray that he can find himself and get on the path he needs to be on. New Jersey's going to get pounded. Howard, the Michael Cohen thing was a rough thing for me, but it was the right thing to do. Amen. Thank you, brother. Ellie's great. Cape Cod, Cape Cod is going to vanish. I think the whole Cape Cod's going to sink into the Atlantic. It's going to be so cold in Cape Cod this weekend. Oh my God. Well, it makes me sad. Michael Cohen was a friend, and he just too much troubling shit right there right now with my friend. Yeah, a lot of the country is going to get pounded. Look, I only trust my dogs and my wife. That's all I trust. Oh, good, Bobby B. The Dropbox of the Epstein files. Good for you. Go through them. Thank you, Izzy. It wasn't easy, but thank you. What's the status? Hey, Dave from California. Fucking great question. Where's our guy with our plane? Who's going to fly us? We're going to have a Joe Walsh convention this summer in the Chicago area at Bobby B's house, and we got a pilot here. You can bring your dog. Is it Howard? Who's flying the plane? We were going to steal Trump's plane, the plane he got from Qatar, right? Everybody remembers this, right? Rick. Thank you, Bobby B. Rick's the fucking pilot. Rick was going to fly the plane. Yeah. We were going to get T-shirts made. Kimmy Wynn, president of the group. Of course she's in. Rick Flair. Rick Flair is our pilot. We were all going to meet, fly on the plane. We were going to steal Trump's plane that Qatar gave him. And we were all going to meet at Bobby B's in Chicago this summer. That was the plan. And you can bring your dog. Cats are not allowed. No cats. No cats. But you can bring your dogs. It's going to be a gas. We got a Bobby B, somebody, Kimmy, you're in charge of this group, Kimmy. Find the damn pilot. I can't do everything. Cassie, we're coming out. We're picking everybody up on the plane. I can't do everything, right? I can't fly the plane. I was in charge of drinks on the plane. That was my job. Lucinus and her Huskies will be there. Everybody can bring the dogs on the plane. The Michael Cohen thing is this. It's really troubling that he came out last week with this whole I was coerced to provide testimony against Trump. Why did Michael come out with that this past week? It makes no sense unless he's looking for a favor or a pardon from Trump. And Michael doesn't have a good answer for that. The timing Kimmy win was weird. It just doesn't make sense unless Michael is looking for something from Trump. Cassie, you could be right. Sue, often I take Mabel and Fern, my dogs, with me on my trip. This one to Ohio, I just couldn't. And there's going to be a storm. So we've got a farm. I don't have a farm. We've got a woman who lives on a farm who boards dogs. And she took Mabel and Fern in this weekend. And they're going to have the time of their lives running around in the snow. And I do think, Alexandria, Michael Cohen needs to make crystal clear he doesn't know a damn thing that's in the Epstein files. It's hard to believe. That's all. Just some troubling stuff. I need him to be more forthcoming. Kimmy Wynn, they will run and run and run. Nothing better than watching dogs run in the snow. Cassie Greenwood, Black Labs are the best thing that God invented and created. Better than sex, better than tequila. God's greatest creation is the black lab and the baked potato. I mean it. Okay. I just got the 4-minute warning from my better half, but I want to end on that note. I think the baked potato and the black lab are the two greatest things God created. No, Bobby B, Goldens do not rate with black labs. Bobby B, thems are fighting words, man. Fighting words. Tequila would be in the top 5. Ankle socks would be in the top 5. The creation of ankle socks is just awesome. I could think of some others. Donuts. God creating donuts is in the top 5. Bourbon, I'll give it to you, Yashira. Hey, thank you, everybody. I apologize for missing last week. I'm sorry that I can be forgetful. I want everybody, can everybody do me one favor on this live? My partner in crime, Melissa Amour, had a real death in the family. Melissa did suddenly yesterday. If everybody could give our family member, my partner on this Substack, Melissa, some love, she needs it. I'll knock them dead in Ohio, and you'll see it. We're going to put it on film. But everybody to Melissa, to our Melissa Amour, she runs the Social Contract Substack with me. She had a sudden death in the family yesterday. Just horrible. So say a prayer for Melissa. Shoot Melissa a note, a message, if you can. Give Melissa some love. She's not with us right now. Sudden death in the family. To everybody, thank you for that. Give Melissa love. Shoot her a note, guys, if you can. To everybody else, thank God for the baked potato. Thank God for black labs. Thank God for the resistance. Donald Trump is every fucking thing our founding fathers feared. And the resistance is going to carry the day this next year. And we're going to be successful in November. Thank God for black labs. Thank God for baked potatoes. Love you all, gang. Thank you. God bless. No kings. Be brave. Somebody get me some gummies. Thank God for gummies. I need to try them. Thank you, everybody. Be brave. Love you all. Love you all back.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.